Hello, Mr. Fry's geometry class. This is Unit 7, Polygons and Quadrilaterals, Homework 8, Kites. And I'm going to do even more than just all the odds because I was in class and I had some students with some questions. So you'll see how we did some of the ones that they had questions on at the beginning of this page. Then on the back, I'm just going to stick with the odds. I want you to try some on your own. Learning through making mistakes is the process of learning. So go ahead and, you have to try some on your own. So for this first one, remember that all quadrilaterals, I just marked this for a student, remembering for a kite, these two are going to be equal. But for all quadrilaterals in general, when you add up all of the interior angles, you're going to get 360. So I'm going to take 360 minus the two angles that I know, this 87 and this 31, right? And I get 242. Now, what do I do with that information? I know that 242 are both of these together, and I know that both of these are equal to one another. So I just take 242 and divide by 2, and I get 121 for each of those because they are equal. Pause this as you need, because I'm just going to keep on going to number 2. You know that angles that are across from one another from your notes on the, other side of this page that you guys did in class and, that everybody did together, they are equal. So U is going to be equal to W, so that's going to be 65, and V is going to be equal to T, which is 91. For number 3, in order for me to figure out the measure of angle 1, I know that this is 90 degrees and I know that's 18, so I take 180 because this is a triangle. And the measurement of all the interior angles of a triangle are what? They are 180 degrees. So I'm going to take 180 minus the 90 minus the 18, and I get 72. So 1 is 72. Measure of angle 2 is going to be 72 also, because remember, these two angles are bisected. Not these two, but these two are bisected. That comment that I just made, I forgot that they weren't bisected this way because these are going to be different. So I had to actually figure out number 6 before I got 3. Now I could figure out number 6 easily because I knew what this one was down here. So I took 180, that's an ugly 180 there, sorry about that, minus the 90 degree, which all the interior angles here are going to be 90 because they cross, the diagonals cross perpendicularly, minus the 43, that I know this is 43. So 180 minus the 90 minus the 43 will give me angle 6, and angle 6 is 47. Angle 6 and angle 3 are the same. They're going to be 47 each. Angle 4, I know all of these angles on the inside are going to be 90 because the diagonals cross perpendicularly. Angle 5 is going to be the same as this angle right here that was given to me, 18 degrees. And so the measure of angle 7 is going to be the same as this angle right here, 43. One thing I'm noticing is that I did not put those little degrees on there, so that's kind of being picky, but there they are. For number 4, I had a lot of questions about 4, so I might as well show this one to you all also, so nobody else is struggling with it. The measure of angle 1, where is angle 1? Oh, right here. Okay, it's going to be 180 minus this 35. I know this is 35 because ABC was 70. And so I'm going to split that in half. So half of 35, or half of 70 is 35. So 35 and 35. So I'm going to take 180 minus 90, this 90 degree minus 35, because this makes a triangle. So that's going to give me angle 1, and that is 55. Angle 2 is going to be that 35. It's that 70 split. And 2, angle 3 is the other half of that split, 35 degrees. Angle 4 is interior from the diagonals. It's 90 degrees. They make right angles. Angle 5 is going to be the same as angle 1, 55. So this looks like a long problem, but you already know a lot of the answers. This is the only other one that you really have to work out. Measure of angle 6. Measure of angle 6 is, since I was told that this angle down here, the whole thing was 46, I just take half and half because this divides it into 2. And I'm going to take 180 minus the 23 minus the 90 degree angle here in order to get angle 6, and I end up with 67. And you can check my math on that. You know, I did that quickly in class. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Angle 7 is going to be the same as angle 6, which is going to be 67. Measure of angle 8 and 9, once again, are 23. It's that 46 split. And number 5, taking a look at the sides now. So I have QR is 13 and PT is 8. PT is 8. So if PT is 8, RT is 8 too, because remember, these are going to be even. So I know 8 and I know 13, and what I want to know is QT, this one. So I don't know, like if I call this, you know, we're using Pythagorean's theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? Usually the shorter side and then the longer side, which is the legs. The legs, I had a student ask about the legs, you know, and then the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always across from the 90-degree angle. So that's always my C. Okay, so that's why I have it at the end here, 13 squared. And I have my B, that's not a 6, that is a B. The longer of the legs usually is B. I'm assuming that would be longer. I don't know. It ended up, yes, that I was correct. But it doesn't matter if you get A and your B mixed up. These are just the legs. Those are the ones attached that make up, the legs make up the 90-degree angle. So these two squared equals, added together equals that hypotenuse across from the 90-degree angle squared. Okay, enough explanation about that again. So I'm going to take, to get that B by itself, I'm going to take 13 squared minus 8 squared. And you just do that right on your calculator. Just type it in, 13 squared minus 8 squared. You're going to get 105. Then you want to get the square root. So you're going to look for that square root button on my calculator and on your other graphing calculators. It's a second function, and then you get that square root, and then you put in the 105, and just hit equals, and I got 10.24. The 4 keeps the 2 the same. I'm rounding to the nearest tenths. I'm not sure if you were supposed to round to the nearest. It doesn't say in the directions, so I just rounded to the nearest tenths. Number 6. I have Km is 52, so Km, the whole thing's 52. So 52 divided by 2, I have a 26 and a 26. And then NL is 33, so from the center, N out here, L is 33. So here's my A, here's my B, here's my C, my hypotenuse. So 26 squared plus 32 squared is going to equal C squared. And I want to know LM. Oh, okay, it would be the same. It would be, you know, sorry, this one. This is my X, or my C, if you will, okay? So I just take those two, squared them, 1,765. That equals C squared. I take the square root of 1,765 just to get C by itself. I don't want to know what C squared is. I want to know what C is, the side, and it's 42. So this measurement would be 42. This measurement would be 42 over here too, even though they're not asking. Number 7, take a look at XZ. XZ, the whole thing is 46, so I split it up into 23 and 23. WR is 21. This one right here is 21. They want to know what WX is right here. So this is going to be my C. So I have an A squared and B squared. So 21 squared plus 23 squared equals C squared. I just added that in my calculator. I got 970, took the square root of 970, and got 31.1. Try 8 on your own. You know, setting it up and everything. Try it on your own. Number 9, I have NK equals 7x minus 1. So NK, 7x minus 1. NM is going to be 10x minus 13. And KM, this whole thing was 24, so I split it into 12 and 12. Well, first of all, these two are going to equal, so I want to get one of these sides. So I set them equal to each other, solve for x. How I got this is I subtracted 7x from both sides and added 13 to both sides. So ends up this, taking some algebraic shortcuts there instead of showing every step because I didn't have much room. I divide both sides by 3, and I get 4 equals x. I substituted into this one because I specifically this one looked like it was easier, so I just need to know NP, so I could have done it in either one. but I chose this one, so that's 27. So if this side's 27, this is my C, and a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 12 looks like that would be my A, the shorter of the legs of the 90-degree angle. I need to know this longer leg of that comes off of the 90-degree angle, the b squared. So simply what I did was I took 27 squared minus 12 squared on my calculator to get b squared by itself, and I got 585. Take the square root of 585, you get 24.2. So that NP is going to be 24.2 feet, inches, whatever. Try 10 on your own. Number 11, I'm going to, in order to find the measurement of S, they give me this information. These two angles are going to equal one another, so I just set them equal to each other to solve for X. How I did that was I subtracted 4 from both sides, and then I added 9 to both of these. And I got 44 equals 4x. I divide both sides by 4. I get 11 equals x. I plug that 11 in for S. So 8 times 11 minus 9 equals 79. That's the measure. 79 degrees is the measure of angle S. For number 13, EDC. EDC, I want to know this angle right here. This is the one that I'm looking for, right? So these two are going to be equal to each other. So I set them equal to each other in order to find that x equals 2. And I plug in that 2 in for this little angle here, because I want to know what this angle is, so I could take 180 minus 90 minus whatever this is to get what's left. So that 2 that I plug in there gets the equation to read 17, so this is 17 degrees. So I take 180 minus the 90 minus the 17 degrees, and I get 73 degrees for angle EDC. For number 15, find HIF. In order to find HIF, what I did was I took, this is 46, that means this is 46. So I took 180, this is a triangle, right? And I know that this is 90 degrees. I took 180 minus the 90 minus the 46, and I got 44, and I wrote it there, 44. Okay, so I got half of the angle HIF so far. I'm going to find this other half by, if I take this angle plus 90, I get 180. So 7x plus 3, that angle, 2x plus 6 plus 90 equals 180, and I can solve for x. I get x equals 9. So now I plug in 9 for this angle right here to get this other half, figure out what that is. 7 times 9 plus 3 equals 66. So I take 66 plus the 44. This angle is 66 degrees, this angle is 44 to get this whole thing, and I get 110 degrees for angle HIF. I really hope this helped, and good luck.